Hey, Mike, are you tired of the same old fantasy football leagues that you hear about online? They get canceled after a year or so?
Dude, everybody plays fantasy football.
Dynasty Owner has your back.
Dude,
Dynasty Owner unites the fun and excitement of fantasy football with the skill and strategy of the front office by incorporating a salary cap and real NFL player salaries for die-hard fantasy football fanatics that really want the real GM experience. It adds a whole new level of strategy to fantasy football. Then it's no more of this cheap Yahoo league. This is a full dedicated league to be participating in.
Dude,
they want you to have the real GM experience. It adds a whole new level of strategy to fantasy football. It's such a big difference maker that they hold 3 patents on it.
3?
Yes, 3. If you go to dynastyowner.com,
dude,
new leagues for the 2021 season are forming right now.
Are you worried you won't be able to find anyone to play in your league with?
Don't worry. Dynasty Owners can help you fill the league with fantasy football enthusiasts like yourself, so you won't have to worry about finding enough players.
Yeah, dude.
You can choose to start your own league, join a league that needs to be filled, or you can even purchase a team from a previous owner if you'd like to take that team to the championship. If you're finally serious about joining the big leagues,
dude,
go to dynastyowner.com and start your dynasty today.
Yeah, dude. Hey, Nathan.
What's up, Mike?
You're a big energy drink guy, right?
Yeah, I only have 1, if not 2 energy drinks a day.
You know, that stuff is overloaded with sugar and ingredients you don't even know how to pronounce.
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever thought of having something that's a little bit more healthy?
Well, you know what? I need something with a little bit of caffeine kick because that's why I use the energy drinks.
Well, you might want to try something else. Try Focus. It's a sparkling water with a spark. Focus is a delicious, health-conscious, thoughtfully caffeinated sparkling water. It's infused with a boost of natural tea caffeine and the balance of L-theanine. You get the clean energy you want without the sugar, calories, or crash.
Wow, that sounds really interesting.
And they have a wide range of flavors, including blood orange, mixed berry, cherry cola.
Cherry cola?
Yeah, crisp apple, root beer, grapefruit.
I like root beer.
Yuzu and lime, cucumber and peach.
Ooh, where can I get some, Mike?
Go to www.drinkfocus.com. That's www.drinkfocus.com. And if you use our code TechTime at checkout, you will get 20% off.
20% off? Wow.
Yeah. Can't wait, can you?
I'm going to go buy one of these today. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
I got some great news for you, Mike. Squadcast is a remote content production platform that makes it super easy for podcasters to create high-quality video and audio remotely. Connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time using the browser-based systems with no apps to download.
Dude!
Every 8 seconds, your recording is saved to the cloud, so you never lose a recording, and you always have a backup on hand. Audio is recorded in separate tracks for easy editing. Up to 10 people are allowed in a session, and screen sharing and recording is also available.
Dude!
Use the one-click audio mastering to make your podcast sound level and resonate to your audience.
Yeah, you've thought about this way too much, man.
I sure have, Mike. Your own private green room to test out your mic and camera levels before you enter the session.
Dude!
Squadcast is on a mission to amplify collaboration and empower its creators.
Dude!
You can even sign up now for the free workshop with 8 tips on improving your podcast show notes. Go to squadcast.fm. That's Squadcast, S-Q-U-A-D, cast, C-A-S-T.fm.
Dude!
And learn more about it today. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you been thinking about buying a house but are unsure of where to start?
You know, I have been, but it's kind of a complex process.
First-time home buying basics will take a possible complex and confusing process and make it a breeze. Arizona residential real estate broker Josh Madison will guide you through the step-by-step process, as he has with over hundreds of other clients in the last 20 years. Josh wrote this book in a short, simple, easy-to-read format of less than 100 pages. 2021 is a whole new real estate market. So before you hand over any of your valuable information, call in realtors or even mortgage brokers, check out First-Time Home Buying Basics and cover your assets. Available now in paperback or ebook form. Buy now by clicking on the TechTime Radio link /sponsors and look for First-Time Home Buying Basics on your Amazon Market. You can also purchase this through the website at madisonmarkets.com. That's madisonmarkets.com. Get your first-time home buying experience basics today.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest. Keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side. With leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
It's hour 2.
The show that makes you go,
Yeah, dude.
Technology news of the week. The show for the everyday common person with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media.
Yeah.
All right, I'm Nathan Mumm, and welcome to our show as we live stream in the studio Saturdays from 4 to 6 p.m. So that means...
No whiskey.
That means...
no crappy whiskey.
Are you excited, Mike? It seems like you're very excited to be here on the second hour.
I gotta tell you. That was the nastiest whiskey I've ever tasted.
Okay.
But I'm really buzzed right now.
Are you a little bit buzzed?
That's not good.
So you're saying that the 80 proof got to you a little bit.
It did, but I didn't eat anything.
But now you have
today.
some Focus energy drink.
I do have some Focus
I don't want to do
energy
any
drink.
sponsorship here, but Focus energy drink is 75 milligrams of caffeine without all the
we're gonna
buzz.
see. We're gonna see how that. I mean, I got.
Did you open up yours?
Yeah,
I have the cucumber.
I got water tasting.
You got water tasting with caffeine.
It's basically no flavor, which actually I like.
You like? Okay.
Because a lot of times when I drink these types of beverages,
Yeah.
it bothers me because it's like the hint of the taste of something.
So the rock stars that I have, my diet rock stars that I go through 2 or 3 a day of.
Those things are like sweet, and I don't even drink those, but I drink some of these flavored waters, and some of the flavors are just atrocious.
Now you gave me the cucumber because of the nasty whiskey, and I opened it, and the cucumber's very refreshing. I actually liked it. I'm very surprised because I was like, I don't know if I'd like the cucumber taste.
I thought you would not like the cucumber,
but it's
so
actually
I gave
pretty
you the
good.
cucumber.
So that's right. So there
but
you go.
know what?
Back
I
at you.
think we both won out because I don't have any flavor. It's great tasting, and
You don't have any whiskey.
I don't. Yeah.
So you and Gwen should never gripe about having bad whiskey on the show again, because I can find Canadian Mist, which is the worst whiskey in the world.
I'm just going to throw down the challenge. You just bring it on, buddy, because after watching you trying to drink it,
that was nasty. The longer you waited, David.
Yeah,
saw me.
it was funny. I was just laughing the whole time.
It's
a good thing, you know. Like I said, you should be thankful I put the graphic up so not everybody sees your reactions.
That's right. Our off-hour time is just.
Oh my God, your eyes were watering. It was so bad.
All right, well, let's talk about what we have on the show.
Okay.
So we're a 2-hour show. This is hour 2. This is again where we normally have focused interview, which we're really excited today because on our second hour we're gonna have our letter segment, which will be coming on up here, and then we have from the ABC TV show Shark Tank, we have the deal maker, Robbie Cabral, and the inventor and CEO, founder of BenjiLock. We also have Kim Kelley, the executive chairman of the board and founder of Hampton Products, that's been around since 1990. It's based out of Orange County. It is an all-American company, and so they partnered together after the Shark Tank type of deal. And so we're going to be talking to them in our interview about technology. So if you want to find and hear the whole story about how this was created, we're going to do a very small recap, and we're actually going to ask them a lot of technology questions because I watched about 20 or 30 of their interviews that were online on all the YouTube type of stuff leading into this. And so I'm not going to ask the same questions. They're going to get some unique questions, and they may not be able to know what's going because they don't know what these questions are.
If they've ever tried Canadian Mist whiskey.
I'm sure they haven't. Okay, so if you would like to call our show today, the first hour you could have called, but now the second hour we are packed jam. So
don't call now.
Best of luck. Call us at 1-888-298-KKNW. Again, that's 1-888-298-5569. We will not pick up the phone, but David will just look at us and say, "Hey, somebody called." So we are going to start out our hour, of course, with the Love Shack live on Thursdays. From 1 to 2 p.m. One of our partners that we work with here on the radio station. And you've been on their radio show a couple times. So here's their question of the day. Do you think men and women view love differently? Mike's up first, and we go to David.
I think we'll let David answer.
No, you're up first, Mike. You're up first.
Well, no.
You don't think men and women view love differently? You say no?
No.
Okay, why is that?
Because how we view these things are largely learned behaviors through cultural upbringing.
Whoa. How'd you get all that without that cheap whiskey out?
I have a master's degree in psychology.
Okay,
That's how I came to that
Conclusion?
Yes.
Okay, so you say that no, you do not think they view love differently.
I don't think they view love differently.
Okay.
I think this is a hot topic, right? Gender.
Yeah.
And there are different ways that men process information and women process information. So if we look at it from so I can't even think because I'm still
with the whiskey.
I'm still whiskey-fied.
So that's way too much information. All right, so okay,
there are differences in the way men and women think, but when it comes to concepts or conceptual things like love, I think it is largely dependent on how you were raised, and the cultural influences to how that.
Well, that's way deep. All right, David, you're up next.
Yeah, how am I supposed to follow that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I told you. I told you David should go first.
Well, I'm just going to have to say, I think yes.
Okay. And why is that?
I just think, over time, I don't know. I don't have the degree that Mike does. Mine's only in communications. I would just say yes, just because, time changes the stuff. That's my unscientific opinion.
Okay, and so I'm going to agree with you, David. So I'm going to go against Mike, and I said absolutely.
Okay.
So I've been married 20. Oh man, I'm going to get in trouble. My wife is going to kill me. It's either 27 or 28 or 29 or 30 or 31.
What year were you married?
1993.
1993.
Well, but that's good. But okay, so tell me why you think
that would be 29.
Men view love differently than women.
Because I think men are much more touch-orientated, much more love is a physical aspect. Just with me, I mean, I think that way. And my wife is all about, so that's me as the man, physical, and she's all about the emotional level and to me.
That's a very egocentric
mindset.
Egocentric way of looking at it.
Okay, well, that's the way I looked at it. So I'm a bad guy. Okay.
No, you're not. No, there's nothing bad about that. You're just
stereotypical.
There's some stereotypical answer to that.
So. Okay, so if you want to have the great answer, you can go with Mike. And if you want to have the David, how long have you guys been married?
It'll be 25 years next month.
So if you want to go with the two married men, so Mike's single, and he's got great views of that.
I was married.
He was married.
18 years.
Yeah, so we talk about that a lot. Do you want to talk about your ex-wife?
No, I don't want to talk about that at all.
That's all right. Okay. All right, so there we go. We are going to move now on to our next segment, which we call Letters.
Letters. We get letters. We get back and stacks of letters. Oh, letters. We get letters. And the letters all have songs.
All right, this is our segment where we read letters. These are emails that were sent to Nathan Mumm at hotmail.com or Nathan Mumm at ee-services.com, and we read these spam letters on the air. So I'm going to start out with my first one, and then you're up next, Mike. Dear valued customer, this is from Order Process. But when I actually look at the email address, it's from lapusnakman539@gmail.com. So that must be legit. At Order Process. This is to Stan at mcomputers.com, and I was BCC'd on this. So it wasn't sent to me, but I was sent a copy of this.
Oh, okay.
Your order has been shipped. Dear value customer, thank you for your recent purchase of Lamford LLC by Amazon. Your account has been set to auto-debit for your saved billing account in the next 24 hours. Your item will be shipped in 48 hours, so it says 24 hours, and then it says it'll be shipped in 48, look at this, 48 N hours. So I don't know what N hours is, but maybe those are special hours
those are negative hours.
Negative hours, and you will receive a confirmation email once they are shipped. You'll receive an email with the tracker number. So not even tracking number, it's tracker number. The tracker number. Okay, so the tracker number is...
They got Pegasus on your phone, buddy.
BG, that's BBG, blah, 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 blah. And I spent $5,673.56 on this item. I have no idea what it is.
But they auto-debited.
It was a Forex Machine 56-inch dual.
Oh, nice.
If this was not your purchase, please click here.
How much did you spend on that?
$5,673.56.
That's like 2 motorcycles.
Well, yeah, it was a Forex Machine 56-inch dual, which I looked on Google and I looked everywhere on the internet. This thing does not exist. So I couldn't find what I purchased for $5,673.56. But if I click, that's right. But if I click here, they gave me a link that I could say that if I did not and I wanted to opt out, if you want to opt out, please click here So I could click on that, and then it would ask me to type in my credit card that I purchased this on so that they can make sure that they refunded me.
Did you click the link?
I did click the link. It asked me for my credit card.
For your credit card number.
Yes. So why would I give them a credit card when I already...
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Was there a part of you that wanted to put that credit card information in there?
I do, because I know these are all scams. I just want to go through the process. Do you know what I really wanted to do is I wanted to go on the dark web, which I have access to all the time. We talk about this. I wanted to get somebody's credit card that I purchased $1 for and then put it on their credit card, and then they could have received the 4X Machine 56-inch dual.
Okay. But my main point is that there was a piece of you that really wanted to put that information in.
I did, just because I knew it was a scam and I wanted to see what would happen.
Right.
Now, if you're another person and you wanted to see what would really happen and you thought it was real, then as we learn here in the letter segment, do not do that.
Reasons, right?
All right, you're up next.
All right, so I have like a blank piece of paper, basically.
Okay, what's this say?
It's from Mattel, not Mattel, Mittel, M-I-T-E-L, network, *7384. And this is interesting.
Yeah?
info@dionaconstruction.com.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I did not know that I even gave that to you.
I thought maybe you did that on purpose.
I did not.
Okay. So it's to Nathan Mumm. The subject is messages from 4,480 for Nathan at EE Services. And it basically is just 56-second V-mail received on 23 July 2021.
So it's like a voicemail attachment.
It's a voicemail attachment to this email. Did you listen to the voicemail?
So when you click on it, guess what it does? It decided to download a Word document.
I'm guessing that if you clicked on the voicemail, it
does not play any music.
It puts a virus on your computer.
It actually opens a Word document. And it says that it wants to enable a script, a macro to be ran on your machine. And now Microsoft comes on up and says, warning. It comes up with 2 warnings. Warning, this could be dangerous. So if I would have clicked enable, then it would come up with another one that would say, are you sure you want to do this? So it does it twice. Microsoft does it
okay, so
twice.
Did you actually get to the, are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, so I went to the second one, and I did not say yes on that. So I said no, but essentially it would have loaded a virus on my machine to listen to a voicemail. So if you get a voicemail email that's sent to you, and then it opens a Word document, should that be a trigger in your mind?
Well, I think it would be I think it would be a trigger that you're getting an email that says you have a voicemail and here's the voicemail, instead of getting a voicemail on your phone where you're supposed to get it.
I think that'd be the correct. All right, I'm going to read one last one, and then you can do one last one. We got tons, but we're running out of time. We got a great interview coming on up.
Okay.
This is from Ashley Roberts. Too bad Ashley Roberts has a completely different email. That's RogerJohn@LakeRepair.com. So I don't know where
Ashley.
So I don't know where they kind of mix up here. But let's say, hey, Nathan, wonderful news awaits you. I have completed my review of your account.
Roger.
And you've discovered a possibility for you to reduce your mortgage payments. Okay, so it's an account review for a repair company. And this tells me that they're going to help me discover that I can reduce my mortgage payments. So this all makes sense,
that
right?
Makes complete and total sense.
Okay, all right. So Ashley's here to help me out. All right, so please review the document below and view your potential savings. There is no immediate credit check, no pressure, no obligation after you view. Now, so if you click on the link, it says, congratulations on your accomplishment. At the very end of this, it has a whole bunch of other emails that were essentially probably cut and pasted. So I have all these other people's email addresses that I guess I could just randomly send emails to if I wanted to help them out with their mortgage results also. And it said, and the link that I click on essentially takes me to another site, not specifically a virus site itself, but it is a fastmortgage.com type of deal, one of these junk mortgage companies that would probably give me a micro loan for 552%.
Can they do microloans anymore?
I think you still can.
So.
I think you still can if you do it on the internet.
After 2008.
I think you can still do it on the internet. All right, your last one. You got one more letter there?
My last one here is from UORPUPCCQLRLJNY@leju.com.tw on behalf of Lowe's.
Lowe's, the company. So you tell me Lowe's doesn't have their own email address, but essentially they're going to have to use this person's address.
Yeah, and then the actual email address is another string of letters at leju.com.tw.
Oh, it doesn't really sound
like Lowe's. And it basically says, hey, please respond and Congratulations.
Oh, wow. What did they win?
You get a $100 Lowe's gift card.
Oh, wow.
Your opinion is important.
Okay.
Take a short survey to claim your $100 Lowe's gift card. Click below.
Okay.
Didn't you get this before?
So I get these all the time. So this guy keeps on sending me. I've unsubscribed because they say that you can unsubscribe at the very bottom.
But that's BS, right?
So yeah, so the whole unsubscribe thing essentially just tells him that you're actually valid and will actually be there. So if you ever get an unsubscribe deal, don't unsubscribe because
send it to
junk
your
mail.
Junk mail.
Put your email into junk mail because the unsubscribe will just tell them that you exist. Yeah, so I get those all the time. I just so excited. If I would add up all the Lowe's cards that I've been offered, I think I'd probably have about $10K in Lowe's credit.
Really? I could use $10K right now.
Okay, in Lowe's credit though, is that like $5,000 of Home Depot credit? Because Lowe's is always like twice as expensive as Home Depot.
That's a good point.
That is. So I don't know what it is.
Well, it depends. Can I trade it in for Bitcoin?
For Bitcoin, you probably could. But you probably couldn't do it on Coinbase. You probably have to find some Chinese deal that would allow you to do that. Okay, well, we are done with our letter segment. We're going to go to a break, and when we come on back, we are very excited to have our guests on. We have Robbie Cabral, the inventor and CEO, founder of BenjiLock, and we have Kim Kelley, the executive chairman of the board and founder of Hampton Products. We got their products looking here. We got lots of questions to interview them. They're going to take up the rest of our show, which we're excited to have. And I guarantee you they have not had the same questions here because I watched all their interviews they've had, and these are going to be a little bit different.
I'm telling you, we got to ask them about Canadian Mist.
Okay, we'll ask them that about too. So we'll see you guys right after the break here, and we are excited to have this next segment up.
Upper Left Corner is a PNW true crime podcast now streaming on all major podcast platforms. If you get excited when your favorite true crime podcast tells a story about a place that you've been to or the town that you live in, then Upper Left Corner podcast is for you. Each week, I tell you a story of a crime that has taken place in the PNW and give you background about the town the crime occurred in. If you like true crime, check out Upper Left Corner podcast, now available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and more.
Ace Hardware is a helpful place with prompt, friendly service, knowledge, and the little things that make a big difference.
Service.
Selection.
Advice.
Community involvement.
Competitive prices.
Convenience.
Located near you.
And the things you need, such as
house keys,
lawn and garden,
plumbing,
electrical,
hardware,
grills,
outdoor living supplies,
and even nuts and bolts.
When you visit Ace Hardware, you'll be greeted at the door and given the help you need.
So come visit us at Ace Hardware in Evergreen Way in Everett, Lake Stevens, and now Stanley.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
That's what you need to have.
What's that?
Just get Cucumber Focus instead of the other stuff.
Good stuff. I know. Cucumber Focus pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So during the, again, you guys miss all the great funny stuff that we do off hour. So during the commercial break.
Smack about.
No. So we had Mike tasted the Focus cucumber, and
it's not bad.
I know you gave it to me thinking that it was going to be a bad drink.
Yeah, I was, because I don't like cucumber.
It's general, but this has got a nice taste.
That's got a refreshing taste.
This and the peach. Let me tell you,
I like the peach.
The peach is really good too,
and I like their cola.
You like their? I have not tasted the cola yet. So whoever
the cola is pretty good.
Melinda Taylor needs to get me the cola package. So let me tell you. So I only had this package.
Yeah,
so
but
I need to talk with
pretty
them.
good.
All right. Well, we are going to move on to our next segment here, and we are going to start Ask the Experts.
This is a segment we call Ask the Experts.
All right, we are very excited to have our experts joining the show. So we have two experts, not one, but we have the founder and owner of Hampton Products that is here, that essentially helped BenjiLock, which is Robbie Cabral's company, distribute their lock. So we're going to go in a little bit of information from this.
Fingerprint lock.
Yeah, so this is the fingerprint lock. So this has been around for a while now. Robbie was on Shark Tank, and we're going to ask him some questions about Shark Tank just a little bit, because he's got it. That's what everybody asks him, all the Shark Tank questions.
You're not. Don't ask. Who cares about that?
Yeah, you know. That was so here we go. Let me give you first, though, a little bit of a story to set the stage, so we can kind of say this.
All right,
after being laid off from work and extremely overweight, so I grabbed this from their website. So Robbie, don't kill me, because this is what you have on your website. So if you're gonna get in trouble, here's what it says. Woke up one day and decided to do better, not only for himself but also for his family. So he started going to the gym. So first off, Robbie is a much better person than me, because I would have never gone to the gym. So you know what? I'm glad that he did that. I need to go to the gym.
I'm all for it, because I lost a lot of weight.
Okay, so good job. So he goes to the gym. he noticed people were using lockers on a daily basis, and the issues were constantly having that they would forget their combinations. I did this. Remember in high school, back when we went to school, you had to remember your combination. And when you leave Friday and you came back Monday, the first thing that I'd look at my locker is like,
I never had that problem.
Oh, dang it.
I never had that problem.
I better remember the freaking locker. I'm going to be spinning this freaking dial here forever, and I'm going to look like an idiot. But I would always write it down on a notebook that I'd also bring in so I'd be safe. So that was a great job to do that.
Okay. All right, so I've never had that problem, so I don't know.
All right, so Robbie wanted to find a solution without people having to use bolts or cut locks if they forgot their combination. So he decided, after years of fine-tuning his prototype, he decided to unveil it in the world in 2017 as a first-time exhibitor at the big consumer electronics show in America, CES. I go to CES all the time. Well, I didn't last year because CES was all virtual.
Nobody did anything last year.
Correct, but I'm big time CES.
Last year doesn't count.
I went to the CES before CES, which is called Comdex. So that was a technology trade show in Las Vegas before the Consumer Electronics Show, which stands for CES, was in existence. But I normally go down to CES all the time. And you know what I do? I go to the Eureka area, which is all the startups. And so Robbie should understand this because that's probably where he was stationed at, in the startup groups, and that's where they have all these new concepts and ideas.
You're looking at all the new gizmos.
I am, and that's where you get the creative people. And you know what? I also get a lot of the overseas people. I like going to see them. So he was going, and he showed this product. Robbie, being to CES more than a few times, probably has experienced the pressure of pitching BenjiLock. So all of a sudden, he decided to pitch it on Shark Tank. And if you get on Shark Tank, I mean, there's a lot of celebrities there, and you got Cuban that tries to...
Yeah, I've watched it one or two times.
I watched it a bunch of times. So it's a great show to watch. And so he pitched his product. His product was successful. He got a founder that took it over, Kevin O'Leary, which I think is probably the smartest guy on the show. I don't care what Mark Cuban tries to jump in and always try to...
Okay, all right.
He does all this.
This isn't an op-ed, dude. Let's move on.
Okay, all right. I'm just going to say. So I'm glad he took Mr. Wonderful, and everything was successful. So let's get the guests up on the deal now. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Robbie's got his hat on. I got some questions about his Fedoros.
That's a Trilby.
So is it a Trilby?
Yes.
So we're going to ask him some questions there. And then we got the individual that helped Robbie become successful, and that is Kim Kelley, because he came in with his company that is based in the United States, based in Orange County, and is an all-American company. So Kevin O'Leary is really big about making sure it's an all-American company. So here's what we got. Robbie, thank you for joining TechTime Radio. Kim Kelley, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being on the show. You probably saw that we had some bad whiskey. We do a whiskey tasting.
And have you probably ever had Canadian Miss Whiskey? That's my question.
Mike wants to know if you guys have ever had Canadian Miss Whiskey. That's all he wanted to know, is if you guys have had that. So have you guys had that? We're gonna ask you guys that to lead off our questions before I get into the big interview. Have you ever had Canadian Miss Whiskey?
Is that the hardest question?
No, I got some good questions.
That is the hardest question.
For Mike, it is. Maybe.
No, I'm not. But thanks very much for having us on, and it's great to combine cocktail hour with technology.
So you know what?
Not with Canadian Miss Whiskey.
So
not with Canadian Miss.
So we enjoy it a lot. But thank you very much for being here. So Robbie. So I listened to 7 different YouTube people announce your name. All right. So it's Robbie Cabral. Cabral, he had some guy on that he lost audio, and poor dude, he was like doing this podcast deal, and he lost audio. And
we've had that problem before.
Robbie's just looking at him like, dude, are you gonna come back? And he's like, oh, I got my second camera up here. So see, Robbie, I watched all of them to make sure I could have information on you. So, have you ever had Canadian Mist whiskey?
I'll say, first of all, thank you so much for having us. I was just cracking up when you guys were doing the drink and all that, because personally, I have not had Canadian
Mist. Canadian Mist whiskey.
So I'll take it from you guys. I won't.
Okay. When I bought it at Wines and More, the gal looked at me. If you didn't see it on the first hour, she said, the bums don't even buy this when they come in the store. I said, well, that'll be great for our show then. Let's buy
thanks
some
for that.
That's right. All right.
But
so
you got the worst end of the stick, I think.
So, Robbie, I've been to CES many times. I'm going to go, it's going to be kind of a pepper of questions. So I got lots of questions for you guys, a lot of technology questions. So I'm going to try to stay away from any questions that you've been asked on any previous interview. So hopefully this is new and fresh for you. But how was it presenting the first time for BenjiLock at CES? How did that prep work go into CES? Big consumer electronics show. It comes in the very beginning of January. How did you prep for that? How did you get ready for that so that you could set up your booth at CES in 2017?
Well, I'll say it was an experience. As a first-time exhibitor, I had no idea how I was going to navigate this type of show, because at the end of the day, during that era, it was all about robotics, virtual reality. And in my case, I just have a lock. So what am I going to do to spark Eureka Park, which is very exciting? Like you mentioned earlier, it's all about energy and new innovations. And I thought to myself, I'm going to bring the lifestyle of what I kind of consider that the product could use, and just bring my own energy and just be myself. And it was a lot of hard work, I won't lie to you, because I had no idea where I was actually going to present this product. But after doing a little research, it came to me that CES was the biggest show in America, and a great show to kind of, for new companies to showcase their innovations. And I just went in and just be myself. And I won't lie to you, a lot of people came in and said, good for you, but I don't like your idea. And I said, that's great. I'm here to kind of showcase it and meet new people just like you, because at the end of the day, you just never know who you're going to meet. And I'm glad that I took that leap of faith.
Okay, perfect. Because it is kind of, and so the Eureka Park, it's normally not at the main convention center. So for people that are listening to the radio show, so it's a different hotel. You actually have to go from the main high-end floor with all the ritzy, glitzy people, and you go on over here. But the Eureka Park is by far, and I can't remember what hotel it was in 2017, but I was there. And I actually, Robbie, I actually talked to you. So you will never remember this, but I actually talked to you and came up to your booth when I was there in 2017. And I said, this is a cool idea. And I said, I really like the part that you have a lock physically with the device itself. So not only do you get the BenjiLock where you can log in with your fingerprint, and they take up to like 10 fingerprints to open the lock, but it actually had the physical lock aspect, which is completely different than a lot of other technologies that were there. So I actually walked in there and met you. So great. Okay, Kim, question is for you next. Thank you for joining the show. Explain to us what your company, Hampton Products, sells, and tell us all about your American-based company.
In 1990, we purchased a small padlock company in Denver, Colorado called Dale Hampton Lock Company. Dale had invented the world's first truly weatherproof lock that he invented to secure his spare tire underneath his vehicle. He was up in the mountains in Denver, and he had a flat tire, and he couldn't get the lock off because it had rusted shut. So Dale went back to his lab, and like any good 3M sales executive, he invented a lock that we thought was terrific. So we founded the company in 1990, purchased the Dale Hampton Lock Company, and moved it to Orange County. In 2017, we probably just missed you in Eureka Park. It was in the Sands.
Okay, yeah, that was in the Sands. That's what it was.
Yep.
I just wanted to be careful because I didn't want to say it was at
the Sands. Still there, huh?
It's the Sands Convention Center.
The Sands Convention Center.
Yeah, underneath Venetian.
Correct.
And we went down to visit with Robbie, and I frankly wasn't there. We had a number of people in the marketing team who went down and spent some time with Robbie, and they were fascinated. Each of them came up to meet with the rest of the team and said, why didn't we invent this? Robbie's technology was very cool. And over the course of the next 7 or 8 months, we had a number of discussions with Robbie that culminated in our realization that, to your point, Nathan, with Kevin O'Leary on the team, Mr. Wonderful could help us make some magic with this product. So in the week after Thanksgiving in 2017, we went on national TV and launched this exciting product. We make over 500 different kinds of padlocks. We also make about 13,000 different kinds of hardware. I heard an Ace commercial earlier. We make an awful lot of product for Ace and a number of other large retailers in the United States. But our challenge with the BenjiLock was taking this pretty big lock that Robbie had invented and making it pretty manageable so that, back to your point about school lockers, it would fit on the school locker. So we miniaturized it, which was pretty tough. And if you'll let me show you one other lock, one of the reasons that I think Robbie and Kevin were interested in Hampton is because we make the Brinks padlocks.
Okay.
And they're not very complicated.
Yep.
You put a key in it and it unlocks. But I've cut one away so that your audience and you could see the significant complexity that's built into this lock. And so what we were challenged with is putting electronics and a motor and fingerprint sensor and a printed circuit board and some other electronics inside this lock without making it this big again.
Sure.
And we were successful in doing that. And over the course of the interview, I'll show you a couple of other products where we've extended the line. But it's been a real journey with Robbie, and we're really excited to have him as a partner.
So let me ask you, the Brinks lock. We were talking about this ahead of time, so we've done a lot of research on you guys. I'm sure everybody does. But is the Brinks lock, is that the lock that was shown in the A-Team, during the A-Team, when the A-Team was on television? They would always have a commercial, the Brinks lock, and it was the one that, or maybe it's a different
that was
lock.
a master
is
lock.
Is it a master
that
lock that shot with a gun? Is that not the Brinks lock, or is that somebody else?
That is somebody else. Okay. And one of the things that we have tried to tackle in the locks is that the problem is probably not that somebody's going to try to blow it open with a 30-06.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't routinely do that either.
It's probably going to rust. So we've focused on making locks that don't rust and making them corrosion resistant so that they last. Also to make them really secure. And I think all of the reviews that we've seen on the BenjiLocks have underscored that we did a pretty good job on that.
They have. All right. Next question, Robbie. I watched all the videos about you, and let me tell you, the Los Angeles KABC news story I think is the best. Let me just, their review of you guys, and both of you guys are on there. I think that was probably the best interview. There's some other interviews. I'm like, oh, poor people. So tell us again, how did you come up with the fingerprint lock, and what YouTube video clicked for you to understand the technology?
You know, that's interesting. So the whole idea, actually, I never really even thought of creating something. So anyone that is probably watching the show or hearing about it, and if you have an idea, I'm a person that I like to tell them go for it, because I never even thought of this. It wasn't even in my heart, in my plethora of things. I mean, literally, I got laid off from work, and because of all that going on, I just one day went to the gym, and I just noticed how the gentleman left the key inside the locker. And then it struck to me that I see that the manager of the LA Fitness coming in and trying to bolt cut it. And then one of the guys in maintenance comes with a drill and try to drill it. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, you know, at the time, I think it was an iPhone 5. And I'm like, wow, you know, right now we're opening our phone with a fingerprint. How come there's just not a lock with a fingerprint, but also with a key? So that way, if the technology fails, you still have a key. And non-connected, no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, because if you're in a gym locker or a school locker, sometimes the technology may fail. And that's why I always thought that just keep it simple. And again, I'm unemployed. I don't have that much money in the savings. And I had to kind of figure things out for like 3 years to create this whole prototype. And you know, it actually came out more because before I got laid off from work, at that time I was doing marketing for a real estate company. Before that, I used to work in a headphone company. So dealing with headphones and all that, I kind of understood that headphones require battery, require a lot of QA and all that. So I thought to myself, okay, I come more from a design perspective. So how would this, you know, lock look and feel? And then just keep it simple. I didn't really do YouTube or none of that. It was more kind of in my head. and then just try to find a product developer. And I knock on a lot of doors, and no one wanted to do it because it was more about that if you don't have the money, we're not going to do it. So at least someone say yes, and it was a lot of work with them, but at least it was a working prototype that I was able to showcase at CES.
All right, so my next question here, Kim. Being the founder and CEO of a large American company, who was your role model growing up?
Ooh, my father.
Okay.
My father was actually in the hardware business, so it took me a lot longer to get into that business. But my father was a terrific salesperson, and I really admired the things that he did. I liked his lifestyle, too.
Okay, his father, that's good. Okay, Robbie, last question, and then we're going to go to a break. How did the process for securing additional partnership with Kim Kelley and Hampton Products work and take? So specifically, I'm questioning how many months, how many weeks did your guys' conversations take before you guys decided to become partners?
Well, I think, it's interesting because thanks to the CES show, we kind of met at the show, but, that was kind of it. And for me personally, even to this day, and I'm sorry to say this, but I really don't watch Shark Tank. Like, I've never seen the show even before I went in. So a lot of people came to the booth and said, hey, Robbie, you should pitch that product to the Shark Tank. They're in the Venetian. There's a casting call. It might be a good fit. And personally, I was like, I don't know about the show. I'm interested. I'm working in the booth. I'm not leaving. And after just so many people coming in, I said, okay, you know what? Might as well try it, give it a go. And I'm a believer that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I just did that. And when I came back home from the show, the conversations with Hampton were going, but then also the Shark Tank thing just kind of knocked on the door and said, hey, we're interested. And I will say probably it was a process of 6 or 7 months between all these things going around. So, as an entrepreneur, and I'm sure that probably you guys, all of you are entrepreneurs too, that it's kind of like you have to go with your gut and go with the flow of things. So it was probably like a 7 or 8 month process.
So it's not immediate. So I always people always think these things happen so quickly, and
everything.
Because that's what we see on TV, right? So you see this commercial, you see this other news click, and it's like, oh wow, that just happened a couple weeks ago. Boom, boom, and it must be easy to go. So that's great. Okay, well we're gonna take a commercial break because I got sponsors that help fund our show, so we got to make sure we take care of them. But here's my question: when we come on back, and I enjoy both of you guys being here, is Robbie, you chose Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. After A-Rod spoke to you directly saying he wanted to work with you, I want to know, after this commercial break, why did you choose him? All right, let's take a commercial break. We'll see you guys right after this.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, a new show here on KKNW that explores a variety of topics and timely issues for making mid to late career transitions. I'll be here every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock bringing you guest interviews, career transition advice, and great stories to guide you to what's next in your career and life. Gain a renewed sense of purpose for your next phase with a positive, forward-looking approach. Get ready to be re-energized, recharged, and reignited Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
Welcome back to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm. I'm your host. We're talking to Robbie and Kim. And before the commercial, I asked the question, why did you choose Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, over all the other sharks? Robbie, what was your decision on that?
I think one of the things is that when you step into the show, I don't know if people know this, but there's probably like a 15-second gap that you stand up and there's no noise and all the sharks are looking at you. You kind of don't know who's going to be in front of you until you actually step in. So there's a lot of anxiety. And then in that moment, you just don't hear no noise. And after 15 seconds, they say, go and do your pitch. And during that moment, Kevin was looking at me very straightforward, and I was like thinking to myself, wow, this guy's scary. I've never seen the show, and the comments I heard from people were that don't pick him, he's gonna destroy you, blah blah blah, and he's just basically looking at me straightforward. No, oh my God, it was like intense. But the other sharks, though, on another note, they were all on their phones, kind of looking at your brand and your product, doing like a quick research before jumping into the live show. So I felt that he was very straightforward right off the moment. But one of the cool things that he asked me why you brought the guitar to the Shark Tank set. And I told him, well, I used to be a musician before. And when you go on tour, you had your little, small van, and you had to lock your products with a lock on the back. And I thought that the guitar, branded with the BenjiLock, I thought it made sense to fit that lifestyle. Lo and behold, Kevin loves playing guitar. So there was a creative side that really connected with me during the show. So I noticed that. And I felt that from the A-Rod standpoint, it was great. I connected because, he speaks my same language and all that. But at the end of the day, I felt that all the sharks were great, but Kevin told me kind of straight up, have you ever thought of licensing? And it wasn't, I thought of it, but I just didn't want it to kind of give the technology to someone else and then your brand name is gone. Because, when probably we met at CES in 2017, everyone that came in said, hey, this is a great product. This could be maybe the next, who knows, Fitbit of locks. And I always thought that, no disrespect to Kim, but I always thought that locks were boring. And I felt that the hardware stores were boring and they needed a little spark. And that's why I kind of created BenjiLock, because I felt that it was something new that if my kids can like it, I have 3 kids, so I have my hands full too. But if they liked it, then it was gonna go well. And
that makes sense. You know what? And we're from Seattle, so we don't like A-Rod because he left us to go play for the Yankees. So that's fantastic. So let me just tell you. Wow. Not that I hold a grudge still, but
no, not at all.
At least Junior stayed here, and so did Jay Buhner. But no, A-Rod had to go for the money.
Big Griffey fan.
That's right. You're a big Griffey fan? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And what I love about you, Robbie, is you always are on interviews with your hat. So, I mean, that you got to keep that, right? Because everybody's got their little shtick. We drink whiskey, and I mispronounce words. So that's my calling. And yours, absolutely, with the hat looks fantastic. So let me tell you. All right, so let's talk about the actual physical device itself. Mike has a question, but I'm going to start out first with BenjiLock has received tons of innovation awards. What's one of the most exciting innovation awards that you've received for your lock?
Well, I'll say even before the lock, that people probably don't understand that building a prototype could look easy, but then when you do the whole design for manufacturing, that's why I feel that Hampton was the best thing that happened for me, because if it's not for them, people don't understand the hard work that you have to put to actually go to manufacturing. But I will say probably the biggest award, it has to be CES. The first CES award for the product that you go in and you're not really expecting anything. And then you see, like Gary Shapiro, the president of CES, walking by and knowing about you. And then you kind of see that you actually get an award for the smart home area, which in reality for me was more like the gym. But then I did not realize that people were looking at it as, hey, this could be a great lock for my storage at home or for my gate at home. And that's why it's kind of in that category of smart home. And so I will say that's the biggest one, the first one.
Okay. Mike, do you have a question?
Yeah, actually, this is more of a technical question because you brought up the fact that you were at a gym when you figured this out. So, I have a phone and it has a fingerprint unlock button feature. When I exercise, that feature just doesn't work.
Because you sweat.
Because I'm sweating and there's swelling, I'm guessing, in my thumb or whatever. Did you have to take that into account when you were designing this?
I'll leave that to Kim.
Yeah.
There you go, Kim. That's great.
Yes, we did. We had 3 different considerations. One was the sensitivity of the fingerprint sensor. Obviously, the government uses it for admission into different countries when you're coming through ports of entry. And so there are very exacting fingerprint standards that we wanted to incorporate into the lock so that we built in the right kind of security, but we didn't make it so sensitive that Mike couldn't open it after you'd been working out. So if you just wipe your finger quickly, you can pretty easily put it on this. In this case, it's going to be my thumb, but you can pretty easily put it on these locks and they'll open up, regardless of the moisture that's on it. The second was that we needed to make sure that we went through penetration testing or pen testing, and that's, Nathan, that's in your wheelhouse. Yep. That's what all of the technology companies are looking for. And so we went through extensive technology and penetration testing, and not just physical penetration, like, can I take a screwdriver and drive it through the sensor and get it open? Can I shoot it? Yeah. And you can shoot it. It will go right through it, and this lock won't open. It's a very secure product. And then the third is that we needed to make sure that you didn't push the fingerprint sensor in when you were pushing it too hard to try to get the technology to work. So the technology was tough. We did use American fingerprint technology and worked very hard to calibrate the sensitivity. I think we went through 5 or 6 different iterations with Robbie before we found the perfect mix, and then we were able to launch it. And fingerprint technology has continued to improve. And I'm going to pick up on what Robbie was talking about relative to Mr. Wonderful. We were really excited about his involvement in the project because he is very straightforward. He is all about licensing, and he is all about branding. So we're building the BenjiLock by Hampton brand. We're making sure that BenjiLock transcends not just the first lock, but all of them. And now we've got a collection of indoor gym lockers. We've got sports locks. We've got TSA locks that you can put on your luggage. We've got bike locks. And, of course, now we've got a door lock that operates digitally and with fingerprint technology. So we've been able to extend the brand beyond the original padlock. And that was Robbie and Kevin's original vision. And I'm just thrilled that our team has been a part of that journey.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come on back, we'll have closing questions for you guys. So we'll see you right after this.
Hey, honey, did you hear what I heard?
What's that, babe?
I heard Mike over there at TechTime Radio. He's like battling he's in the like that the swimming with the sharks in that singles arena, if you will.
Oh, bless his heart. And I also heard, like you did, that maybe things aren't going so great. You know what he needs, babe?
I think he needs to spend a little time in the Love Shack.
Yeah, the Love Shack. The Love Shack that airs every Thursday at 1 p.m. PST on KKNW 1150.
Come on, Mike. Come on over and join us. We got you.
Your business deserves the same expertise as that of a Fortune 500 company. If you need a CIO-level service, why hire a full-time staff member at $250,000 a year when you can get this on-demand service for fractions of the cost? As your CIO on demand, we'll give you the steps you need to take so as to minimize interruption to your business and profitability, and provide you and your business with training and education to prevent future attacks. To get an efficiency review for your business today, contact us at www.ee-services.com.
Hey, Mike, as a business owner, why do we form an LLC or a corporation?
Well, that's pretty simple. We want to protect ourselves personally from the liability of the company.
That's right, Mike. The very next thing we should be doing as business owners is protecting ourselves personally from the finances of the company.
Right. Yeah, that's why you want to get help, and you can get help from The Business Doctor, which was founded by Dr. Glenn Smith, PhD in business management, accounting, and finance. Schedule your free business evaluation and consultation at thebusinessdoctor.us.
Enroll in the Rapid Business Credit Builder program and get up to 100K business credit under the company's EIN and the DUNS number in less than 6 months. The DUNS number is really important for your rating on when you purchase other items from other businesses, never having to use personal credit ever again. That's thebusinessdoctor.us or call 866-383-1030. Again, that's 866-383-1030 or thebusinessdoctor.us.
Visit The Business Doctor today.
All right, welcome back. We are going to go into an extended area because we are running out of time.
There it is.
But I have a question for both of you guys. This is the most important question. What is the goal for Robbie and Kim working together on future products? Now, you only got 40 seconds. So what's your guys' goal moving forward here?
Go, Robbie.
For me, just keep it exciting. How consumers are going, we keep innovating. So a lot more excitement is coming.
Okay. And all right, we're going to go back to you, Kim.
We're going to take this brand and we're going to extend it into a whole host of security products that are for business and commercial applications. As Kevin says so often, Robbie, what's next? And we can't wait to see what else comes out of that fertile, imaginative, creative brain of his.
Great. Perfect. Thank you guys very much for being a part of TechTime Radio. If you want to find out more information or re-listen to this interview, you can always go to techtimeradio.com and watch each of this. Thank you guys for joining us. We thank you very much. Enjoy the day. We are going to be heading on out here in a couple seconds. So thank you. Mike, did you enjoy the show?
Oh, I always enjoy the show.
Absolutely.
Not the whiskey.
All right. I'm Nathan Mumm. We got David Brown, Microday.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment in technology today. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service from Apple to Google and everything in between. And also signing up on our YouTube page, where you get to see us live in video. Yep, you can see us chat and have some fun. It's youtube.com/TechTimeRadio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.